Wench Juice Bar, Philadelphia. Minority and vet owned, using local vendors for their fruits and adding no added sugar to their products. Available on DoorDash and Grubhub. Grab yours today. Location, 1500 Market Street, Suite 1455, Philadelphia, PA. Grab yours today.
Welcome to another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. I'm your brother, O-God, from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What up, y'all? It's your man, Sam, and CEO of Vile Hip Hop News. You're in the building for another edition of the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. Oh, God, was good, my brother.
What up, man? We back in the building Monday, June the 10th. We almost at that summer mark. And let me tell you, man, the weekend came and went, but we in the building, and we got some stuff to talk about today. So over the weekend, man, I went to go see the Bad Boys. I think it's Bad Boys for Life, or Ride or Die, excuse me.
Yeah.
And it was a great movie. Sam Man didn't say yes, so we're not going to give our full review right now, but I do want to say that I thought it was a great movie and probably one of the best since the original, because nothing's going to top the original.
Right.
It's just impossible to do. But I just think, and I want to ask you this question before we jump into our topic today.
Sure.
How do you feel about it's not even a trilogy now, it's 4 or 5 movies of Bad Boys. How do you feel the franchise, the health of the franchise is? Did it get better with time? Did it grow on you? Because a lot of times when movies like Jurassic Park, I think they killed it. You know, killing it I think they destroyed it. By the time they got to number 3, it was over.
Okay.
Bad Boys, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm glad you said it, because I would have had to disagree with you on that Jurassic Park, because I thought it got ass. After
1 and 2 was all right, but then after that,
then it got extra.
Yeah.
And my family loves it, my girls love it, but I'm like, nah, this is ass.
Right.
See, I haven't seen the next one yet, and this is why I'm intrigued, because I hear a lot of reviews. I trust your eye on movies, and you're saying a lot of great things about it, because up until then, I love Bad Boys 1. You can't beat the original. When Bad Boys 2 came out, I was young enough. It was recent enough. It gave enough time, but it was real recent enough between the first one to still give that nostalgia. Between 2 and 3, it took some time. And it was kind of like, it kind of worried me on that Coming to America level and these other movies that we see that we love back in the day that just didn't have that same luster, right?
Right.
And 3 was cool.
Yeah.
Bad Boys Life was cool.
Yeah.
And then when we seen Bad Boys 4, because I love Will and Martin so much, I was always going to give it a chance, but I'm not going to lie, I was skeptical. And I still have to say I'm skeptical because I still haven't seen it. Yeah. And I can't go by other people's opinions, although I trust them. I got to watch it myself.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to see it because I'm hearing great things. And right now I'm kind of on the fence. Depending on this movie, I could say, all right, that's one too many, or yeah, keep that shit rolling, I'll fuck with it. So I can't wait to see it and find out.
I feel like they could either do another one or they could kind of spin it off into something else. Like you was talking about the spin-off with Reggie and Armando, which is his Will Smith's son on the movie.
Right.
That could possibly happen. I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I would like to see it like another Bad Boys, some type of closure. But hey, this was great. This was a great one. Go check it out in the movie theater. Shout out to Will Smith and Martin. So today, man, after all the glory, Will Smith, Martin's getting all the glory from the movie. Stephen A. Smith rain danced on his parade with this video that he put out that went viral of him going straight at Will Smith. I'm going to play it and I'm going to get your opinion.
When we use the word forgivable or forgiveness, that's for Chris Rock to deal with. This is his call. He could have had the man arrested that night and insisted to the LAPD that not be the case. Could have pressed charges thereafter and insisted on not doing that to Will Smith. Not making the incident any bigger than what it was. Yes, he came out with his own flick for next fix, got about $20 million for it. After tax, he probably walked home with about $6 million. But Chris Rock is damaged. In the day and age of mental illness or traumatic incidences that affects one's mind and psyche and what have you, yeah, you might see him at Knicks games. Yeah, you might see him still going about the business of performing on tour or doing his job or handling his business. Chris Rock will never get over that. Ever. Will Smith apologized. I'm not saying he even has to apologize. I'm saying that while I watch him and Martin Lawrence promoting this movie, and I'm quite sure the reason he hasn't addressed it is because the studios don't want him to, and there's an obligation that you have with them. All fair. I get it. But somewhere along the way, he has to sit down and talk to the black community. You can see all the white people around Will Smith all you want to. Black folks have loved and revered this man for decades. He was the closest thing to perfection, as his friend Charlie Mack once told me, for decades. Everybody makes a mistake. This is not hatred. I love Will Smith still. But you got to have a conversation as to why you did that. And when you're apologizing, and when you're getting emotional, and when you're thinking about all the lives or the people that you've affected, it's primarily us as black people who have loved and supported you and watched you go on an international stage and slap one of us in the face and tarnished an historic event for one of the great black producers of modern times in Will Packer, possibly costing yourself and Antoine Fuqua an Oscar for emancipation along the way. I'm not going to say what you did to the comedic community. Hell, Jim Carrey spoke about that along with various others. We know you wouldn't have smacked Ricky Gervais, Bill Maher, Bill Burr, or a host of others. We know you wouldn't have done that. No apology necessary. I'm just saying, a lot of folks ain't get over that. A lot of folks find it hard to just go to the movies to watch you. I'm one of those people. And I never missed a Will Smith movie. Hitch, Concussion, all the Bad Boys movie, from the first one to Y'all with Gabrielle Union, who, by the way, should have been in 3 and 4, by the way. Along with a host of other things. I Am Legend, Independence Day, Men in Black, 1, 2, and 3. Will Smith, you're phenomenal. Phenomenal talent, phenomenal actor, phenomenal individual. You lost your way one night. We need to hear that from you. I'm sorry. That's what I need to do before I look forward to seeing your movies again, more than seeing a sit down.
All right, so Stephen Coon Smith. Coon, nah. Sandman, what's your raw thoughts? I know you're chomping at the bit to go in on this. Go ahead, man. The microphone's yours.
I'm typing in. I want to see the Bad Boys movie numbers. All right, Bad Boys 4 delivers huge victory for actor Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. U.S. debut, 104.6 million globally. First weekend. Wow. And as we're talking, you saw the video that I showed you in our pre-production meeting. I'm sure whatever platform you're watching, you can kind of watch that video now as he sits in a movie theater with predominantly black people watching the movie. And as he's watching the movie, he gets the reaction and the vibe of the crowd. They're laughing, they're cheering. After the movie, he takes the mask off and he chills with the black folk, coincidentally enough, takes pictures, shows love, and does his thing. Now, is he promoting a movie? Sure. Did he have to do that? Hell nah. So, what the hell is Stephen A. Smith talking about, dog?
I don't know.
What is he talking about? 104 million globally. I guarantee you a lot of them were black folk out there supporting Will and Martin. So, what explanation exactly does he owe us? Now, if he owes an explanation to Chris Rock, that's between him and that brother Chris Rock. You can sit back and say Chris Rock was damaged, and I'm sure he was publicly embarrassed, and I'm sure he goes through things. But I'm sure he's also all right. I'm sure he didn't need you, Big Stephen A. Smith, to go ahead and take his lead 2-3 years after the fact that this shit happened. Mind you, it wasn't yesterday. This was years ago now.
Yeah.
For you to bring that up during this time and use black people, and I find that hilarious as you sit on First Take in the last 2 weeks, been doing nothing but disrespect the sisters on the goddamn show.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you doing that to kind of diverge the heat that you're taking? Because you're taking some smoke. And this is love for Stephen A. Smith. I see you reposting other platforms. So clearly, you may have an eye on certain things. This is nothing but love. But dog, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
What the are you talking about? Well,
Yeah.
go ahead, bro.
Nah, I think what he's really doing right now is using Will Smith's glory. You talk about the numbers, you talk about the popularity to gain some views and clicks. But if I'm not mistaken, that's not like he didn't say that on first take. That looked like it's at his home
Owns
studio.
his own shit.
So he's trying to get his views up. But anytime somebody has to say this is not this is not hate. That's what it probably is. This ain't hate, but it's hate. You're hating on Will Smith. And one thing, Stephen A. Smith, you could never speak for us. We don't feel that way about that smack. We digested it. Some people were appalled by it, but some people didn't give a you know what about it. They figured it was a situation between two individuals that happened, and that's that. He didn't want to press charges. He didn't want to move forward. That's on him. Will Smith apologized. Why are you still trying to drag this man's legacy down? And he also, you got to be careful what people say and listen because they telling themselves, you were the closest thing to perfection. Okay, let him get past it then. Why are you trying to stain his reputation again, saying that he has to go before the world and talk about this shit? We don't care. And I can speak for the people that's going to be watching this. Do you care? If Will Smith ever addresses this again or comes before the people and gives them some sort of explanation, he don't got to talk about it no more. The man disrespected his wife and went up there and smacked him. I'm not saying it was the best thing to do. It was an emotional thing to do, but he apologized. We all make mistakes as men. I don't know if Stephen A. Smith is being used. Somebody told him to do this. Maybe somebody got their hand in the back of Stephen A. Smith and said, look, man, you got to say something about this, man. This is getting too much, publicity. It's growing. It's doing records at the box office. Get in front of this thing. Say something because that will bring ratings to your show, and now we can get you in the headline. I mean, that's because Will Smith, he damn sure ain't going to talk about it because Stephen A. Smith said do it.
Let me ask you this, because he brought up a lot of white comedians. Bill Burr, the late, great George Carlin, who's a great comedian. Bill Burr's funny as hell. If they would have said it, we know you wouldn't have slapped them. I think he'd have slapped the shit out of one of them if he went up there and got his wife disrespected in that moment. I don't think he went up there and felt more licensed to smack Chris Rock because he was a brother. I think somebody went up there and struck a chord. Will reacted the way he reacted, albeit probably not the right time. We've all talked about that. And slapped the shit out of somebody. Not a black man in particular, somebody that disrespected his wife. And that could have been Bill Burr. That could have been Bill Clinton. That could have been Stephen A. That could have been motherfucking Skip Bayless. They disrespected him, and he felt the need to go up there and slap the shit out of somebody. And I think as men, we can all relate and attest to, if you feel disrespected, I'm not looking at your color. I'm looking at disrespect, and I'm slapping the shit out of it. So I don't know about
it's
that.
It's gangster. Think about how gangster this is, though. In the middle of the Oscars.
Slap the shit out of somebody.
Like, I don't know no man that would do that. Like, anybody, you sitting in the Oscars, you probably just going to take it on the chin like, all right, I'm going to get you afterward. He politely walked up with some Frank Lucas shit. Remember in the movie when Frank Lucas walked up to the dude, asked for his money, then was like, boom.
Bow.
That's what that was like. He walked up smooth, you know what I mean? Boom, boom, bam. And not condoning it.
No.
But it's something that happened, and it's something that we're all past. Black people don't care. I don't know if white people even care at this point about it because it's something that happened and we got past it and we moved on. So when I listened to Stephen A. Smith, I just said, see, this is why people come at Stephen A. Smith's neck, because in one breath, he'll give you the good stuff, but then you always got to give you the Uncle Thomas angle, the Sambo angle. He always got to give you that angle, the massa angle. And maybe he got paid. I don't know, man, but it's just crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Do you think Stephen A., because he's not stupid, and he went on his own platform and he did it, and you articulated early on that obviously there's some click inspiration behind this. Do you think this is calculated? Him knowing he's saying some wild shit like this would cause this kind of reaction, and in turn have him talked about, and in turn have people watch? Because he's not dumb. Do you think it's that angle, or do you think this is genuinely some? What the fuck are you talking about, Stephen?
I think it's the first thing you said, him garnering views. I really can't think about any other angle beside maybe Chris Rock speaking to him personally, because they both at the Knicks game. He probably knows Chris Rock, a Knicks fan and stuff.
Sure.
So he probably might have said something to him like, "Man, this is some BS, man. He out here gallivanting, You know what I mean? Running around and maybe. That's just my thought, my speculation. I could be 100% wrong about that, but maybe he just like said, all right, man, look, that's my friend. I'm gonna say something about it. You know, I don't know, man. It's weird, bro. Like when you said it, like you on some bullshit.
What is this?
Like, what is this? Like, come on, bro. And why now? Why now? You think because he's out there promoting his movie, he's thinking about some damn slap that happened, whenever it happened? Come on, man.
I think this would be different if Chris Rock came out and said it because he was the victim of that slap. But Chris Rock ain't saying
Definitely.
nothing.
Chris Rock didn't even say nothing.
He ain't say nothing. I'm saying, if Tony Rock, his brother, would have come out and say something, I could feel that a little bit. You know what I mean? More.
So what you want? Wait, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, you go, bro.
You want him just to go up in the corner and not do nothing no more?
Exactly.
Not do no more movies until he addresses this?
Exactly.
Like, how dare you go out in public? How dare you promote a movie?
The movies that he lost, the money that he lost, the endorsements that he lost at the time. We should be talking about, and I'm not trying to praise him making a mistake and condoning it, right? But at the same time, you look at, we were in here talking about Will Smith as if he would ever be the same again. There were conversations as if this man ruined his legacy by that slap.
It was.
So for us to be able to see this, I have to, as one of my favorite actors and somebody that I've looked at and watched do the beginning of this shit and see where he's at now, I'm taking a moment of pride for that shit as his brother. Damn right, real talk. You made a mistake, word up. And I don't hate on Chris Rock any less. I want Chris Rock to succeed.
Oh, yeah.
I want the Chris Rock to win.
Yep.
If Chris Rock got a comedy, kill that shit, do your thing. If he got a movie, go out there and kill that shit. I want to see both these brothers win, but I don't want to see both these brothers have to live in this shit for the rest of their lives. And I would give Chris Rock the same openness and not want to talk about it or bring it up if he were to be out there doing it. Because who the fuck wants to relive that over and over and over again? And that's what Stephen A. Smith is doing to both of them.
And
So
when
I don't get it.
you might have hit the head on the nail without hitting the head on the nail, this could be more calculated than we think
That's what I'm saying.
with Stephen A. Smith. Like, nah, we're going to make you keep reliving this. We're going to keep, because media is powerful.
Yeah.
He knows he's one of the most powerful black figures in media,
It's not stupid.
Stephen A. Smith. So for him to do that is to continues to remind us, like, okay, yeah, you got past all this, Will. But remember this, though. Let the people forget that what you did, yeah, you cleaned this and that, and you made it out, unscathed, and people ain't talking about it. Let me bring it back up and tarnish your legacy. So we got to stop. That's a conversation that he could have just didn't say. Stephen A. Smith, you could have held that one. There's many times we want to come on the camera and say a lot of things, but we hold it.
Yep.
That's what he should have just held, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm glad there's platforms like us. I ain't hearing nobody else speak about it.
Not yet.
But yeah, right. I'm glad it's platforms like us that speak truth to the power when it comes to situations like this.
Indeed, man. Well said.
Yep.
Got anything else right now?
No, that's it, man. That's it for today.